You mentioned, I think in your Instagram bio, you fix early extension. Is that what you feel like is like the, top three things you face?
Yeah, it's interesting, when you start to say, well, I'm going to specialize in something, whether it's being a putting coach or a short game coach. Well, I'm good at fixing early extension, so it's a lot of what people send, but I can help with other things as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
An alarming number of people, and I get a lot of kind of 0 to 10 handicaps, but I'll still get 20s and 30s that are like totally frustrated with just early extending, and it's a very hard fix. So it's kind of funny. I found a niche in one swing flaw. But yeah, it causes a lot of problems.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's touch on that a little bit because I've had that move for years, and I'm a decent player. I mean, I know there's a lot of players better than me, but I mean, I've got to the plus handicap with some definite early extension. This has been a big focus in my off season, and I found I've had a few drills I've always like kind of tried, but I'm really trying to be intentional with it. Do you feel like there is something that stands out as a common denominator with early extension from setup to grip, backswing? Like, what is it that makes people stand up so much?
You're typically going to be steep at P55. So where the club is coming down in transition, that thing is probably going to be a little bit vertical. So
Okay.
that might go through the trail shoulder,
Hmm. Yeah.
or you might be stuck inside out from a slightly steep plane, right? So people that are
I
maybe
feel like that
five,
one doesn't happen as much though, right?
yeah, not as common, right?
Yeah.
But so a lot of times people are going to early extend as a way to shallow the club. It's a
Hmm.
symptom of a steep plane.
Right.
So
What
when you
leads to that steep plane?
I mean, here's what I'd say. If you just give somebody a million golf balls and put them on a deserted island, what plane do they develop? Usually it's a steep plane. That
Okay.
is the human plane. So people will typically suck it inside and they come down steeper. That is the human plane. And I don't know
That I
exactly.
wanted you to say it though, because man, I don't know why it is. It's that suck inside, steep down.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's pretty much and it's how you chop down a tree with an axe.
Okay.
You pull it in, you let gravity rip the thing inside, and then you come a little over it. And there's nothing wrong with it when it's not causing kind of bad stuff at impact.
Hmm.
And we got to give credit to a guy named Jack Nicklaus who won 18 majors with a lot of early extension.
Mm.
Be good with early extension if you match it up well. And I think one thing you do pretty well is you keep your dynamic lie angle pretty low. Your hands come in low enough that it doesn't hurt you. Where you really find early extension hurting is when people have a late jump or stall and then
Hmm.
their hands basically raise up at impact. And then you get a lot of axial rotation, you get toe dig, you get shaft droop, you get all this flipping and uncoordinated timing. And that stuff doesn't work.
Yeah, and it's building a swing on timing, which isn't great, right? Because it's gonna
Yeah.
the good days are good, and then the bad days are like, can this round be over?
Yeah. So anyway, like I'm not always, and I've got a lot of good players that do early extend, and I early extend myself. That's probably why I got good at fixing it, right?
You're
I
right.
not understand that it's not a death sentence for everybody, but I've seen a lot of people really improve their ball striking and particularly irons when they improve that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say I know that that's a big one for people. Should it be, I guess, even before getting into the off season, should that be something where people should just be thinking more about that outside takeaway or getting it more on plane?
Yeah, usually if you get the club up in front of you better, you probably have a better chance to shallow it in transition.
Right.
So that's typically it. But I'm probably different that I typically will work downswings first. So
Okay.
let's say your downswing is bad. Let's fix your downswing. And then it's pretty easy to put a backswing on, right? So that's when I get people doing online lessons. I'm so fortunate. A lot of the people that I work with, like they already have kind of vetted my style. They kind of know what they're getting into. But I'll have them do a lot of practice swings before they even get to hit a ball. And then when it is a ball, it's foam balls, and we do a lot of freezers, and we can completely change a pattern in a matter of weeks.